Hello and welcome to the Healing Circle, a modern day approach to spirituality hosted by the founder, Spiritual Wellness Christine. It is my mission to help people find an achievable approach to wellness and spiritual healing. With insights into the spiritual world, this weekly podcast will remind you of just how important it is to find balance in your busy life.
Hello and welcome to this week's podcast. I'm your host, Spiritual Wellness Christine, and today I want to just talk about what's happening out in the world today. It's absolute chaos, and I have been seeing this coming for a very long time. It is a divide and conquer. What the powers that are there ruling the world at the moment, what they're doing is dividing us. This new thing of left, right, started in the US, has now filtered over to my own country, to Europe, everywhere. It's just madness. And a lot of people are getting sucked up into it. There's a lot of blockages on the throat chakra, and people are noticing that they can't have free speech, even on their public platforms, even speaking to their neighbors. People are starting to shut down the throat chakra because they're getting shut down from speaking their truth, what's in their heart. And I can see it all unfolding on social media, particularly this week with Garen Noon, a lovable Irish guy. He spoke his truth and he had a lot of support, but then he got really torn apart by people that disagreed with him. Another thing about social media is when we put what's in our heads out into the internet, it can come across very, very nasty. It can be totally misinterpreted, and it can ruffle a lot of feathers. And it can also, we feel that there's no consequences of what we're saying to other people, because in reality, we're sitting here and everything is real and the internet is fake. And we don't really think of the consequences of what we're saying to others by knocking them down when they speak their truth. And it can be a very negative, heavy energy. And I have to say, it is the people that are in charge are loving all this divide because nobody is together. We're not united. If you think about it, there's so many people in this world are not happy right now with their governments, with, say, the earth, how it's ran, wars, Gaza, everything. It's chaos out there. People are dying. And nobody really is stepping up to the plate of actually sorting it out. And I think that's done on purpose for humanity to feel like there is no help out there. And what I feel and what I see is that when we're about to shut someone down for speaking the truth, we are projecting our shit onto them, basically, because we're not agreeing with what they say. And this has been happening for centuries, absolute centuries. It just seems that it's literally the veil has lifted to show us that we do not have free speech and to show us the blockages that we have in our throat chakra. And for the Irish, this has been happening for thousands of years, when they tried to take our native language from us. Our throat chakra was completely blocked. If you think of the witch trials, the 1700s, anyone that was standing in their power and speaking their truth were accused of being a witch and then were punished. And you see, the throat chakra, the truth from the heart space, the heart chakra, and then the public judgment, and then it's rejection, and then it's ultimately death, or it's whatever. Now, actually, in this century, it's death by social media outrage and bullying, like cyberbullying. When you see it, it's the same energy. So when I see these things unfolding on social media, yes, I have my views and yes, I want to communicate them, but I always sit and I just observe. And that's what I'm asking any listener out to do is before you jump and before you try to shut down someone who are speaking their truth, sit and observe, not absorb. when you're on the internet and you're seeing things happening, sit and observe, but don't absorb. Because what is happening, it is being controlled like this, is to keep the fear going, constantly keep the fear going, because our vibration lowers and the people that are in power are winning. Everything is about vibration. Everything is about energy. And I want to share with you an experience I had about 2 years ago, before the Ukraine war started with Russia. I had done my Kundalini activation training, and I was in Amsterdam, and we had like 9 Kundalini activations in like 4 days. So my third eye was on fire. My light body was fully activated for those 4 days. And I've never felt so connected to our source, divine, God, creator, whatever it is in your mind. To me, it's source. And I remember I was really tired one day after doing a whole day training, and I lay down on my bed and I was just chilling, and I closed my eyes, and straight away my third eye opened, and I saw, it was like I was watching a TV report, and I saw world leaders, and they started declaring that there was World War III, and that suddenly then this feeling of fear, pain, hurt, destruction came into my heart. And I could see there were cities just burnt to the ground. And I could feel the pain from the people that were experiencing it. Then it was showing me that it rippled through the whole world. And I kind of was jumping out of it because I got such a shock, but I kept my third eye open. And then this voice came in and said, this isn't a war we're going to win with bombs and retaliation. This is a spiritual war. This is a war that they're trying to dim our vibration, keep bringing in the fear constantly, keep us at a low vibration. It is a spiritual war. So in order for us to win it, we have to keep our vibrations raised. A lot of people in this world are going to wake up. A hell of a lot of people are going to start waking up. The veil is going to thin, and then we're going to see a lot more people stepping into the power in terms of their clear gifts expanding. And that is the light coming in. And that is the higher vibration energy coming in. So this is a spiritual war. So when I see this unfolding on social media, when I see, particularly on Facebook, people with the argument about immigrations, illegal immigrations, etc., and people are afraid. They fear for their children, and they fear for our lands. Our lands, like Ireland, our land is sacred to us, and the fear of us losing that land is very, very deep and very raw, because we constantly, through centuries, and we're feeling it from ancestral trauma as well, and they've always wanted our lands. So I get it. I see it. I feel the energy. But what their essence is, they're keeping our energy lowered. And they're keeping us separate, because this divide of left, right is someone else's opinion is not the same as the other person's opinion. So then everyone's wrong. There's no one stepping in. And then what I see then is people are putting all their hope into people, particularly 2 men, who would not be the most positive vibration. Let me tell you, they look like they're doing the work, but ultimately there's a lot of greed. There's a lot of dark energy in there as well, which could quickly turn to a very heavy, heavy, dangerous energy. I think everyone knows that, but they're so keen and looking for someone outside of them to save them, the planet, their country, that they're clinging on to the wrong type of leaders. And that's totally understandable, because they're in the fear. So what I would love, if any listeners are out there, is to sit and observe. Watch the chaos, but don't absorb the chaos. Sit in the seat of your power. Connect to your solar plexus, just below your rib cage. Breathing in and out. Imagine a golden light just at your solar plexus. Feel its power. Feel it growing with every expansion on the breath. Feel it expanding to every corner of your body. Feel it expanding out into your auric field, sitting in the seat of your power. Breathing in and breathing out. Observing, not absorbing. People think they can't make changes because the world is just all over the place. Well, it starts with inside of us, each and every one of us, because we are all connected. There's an interconnection between every life form on this planet. So you can make a change. It's not looking at the power that's going to save you outside. It's looking internal at the power that you hold. It's about showing compassion to people that are caught up in this chaos. It is understanding that if someone is speaking their truth, respect. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. These are my thoughts. Agree to disagree. Happy days. Because we're not going to win if we're divided. We're never going to win this if we're divided. We have to unite. Unite in communities, unite in meditation, unite in sharing light out into the world. And one simple act of kindness is a ripple effect that can ripple through a whole community. So think, where on a spiritual level you shine more light out into the world. It's so easy to blame the people that are coming in. It's so easy to blame them, but it's not. It's the power above us. It's the men in the power that are sitting there designing this to keep us divided so they can conquer us. So stop, get out of the head and into the heart space. Love and compassion and light will always win. Fear will just keep us low, and we will not get out of this one day. So just ask yourself, where can you show up in a loving way and in a compassionate way? And then eventually that light will spread through the world. Thank you for listening to me for this week's podcast. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any questions or would like to speak to me a little bit more, please contact me at spiritualwellnesschristine.com or email me at christine@spiritualwellnesschristine.com too. Have a lovely day.
We have come to the end of this week's episode. I hope that you enjoyed everything that we covered today. If you're interested in what I do and who I am, you can always go to my website, spiritualwellnesschristine.com, where you can book in for a session and where you can sign up to my newsletter. You can also go over to Instagram, where you probably get the most up-to-date access. My handle is @spiritualwellnesschristine. With all that being said, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'm looking forward to seeing you here next week. May your mind be at peace, your body in harmony, love in your heart, and your spirit free. Have a good one.